Hey, good evening. How y'all doing? It's Sunday. It's cold outside. It's cold outside in Chicago. And it's supposed to get colder tomorrow. So, fortunately, I don't have to go out in it unless I just want to. But, tomorrow's a holiday for me and other people. So, yeah, so I'm just cooking a little bit of chicken marsala. Just olive oil, basically olive oil in the skillet. You get your chicken breast and you season them. I put garlic powder on mine and salt, a little salt, and you coat them. You coat the you coat. I'm trying to remember, child. I haven't made it in a while, but you coat your chicken with some flour, after you season them and everything. Or I like to put a little bit more seasoning in my flour because I don't know. I like a seasoning on my. I don't like seasoning like making it salty, but I do like to taste some seasoning on my food when I'm eating my food. I like seasoning. So I usually just put flour over because you got to brown it in the skillet. I shouldn't have made all of this. I might not make all of it. It's just me. And maybe two or three pieces might be good for me, but that's about it. That's all I probably eat. So yeah, so I'm cooking a little bit. And this is a real quick meal too. And I put paprika on my flour because I kind of like it to have a little brownness to it. So I use paprika a little bit on my flour, in my flour. And I'll just put a little bit more garlic on there because it is an Italian dish. And Italian folks, they do cook with garlic powder, or garlic rather. So, let's see if this is nice. I should have made it in a small skillet here, but I did. So yeah, so this is my skillet. I'm making it in my new skillet. I use this so much, but I really like the way it cooks. So I'm going to put in my first piece. Like I said, I might not eat all of this or cook all of this, so just put in your first piece. Make sure your skillet is hot. And just lay it on in there. And I usually I like garnish on my chicken, on my stuff. So I put some parsley on it too. And you just put it over in the skillet, in olive oil, like I said, and you brown it. But yeah, so this weekend was nice. I had a Valentine's Day. I hope everybody else had a nice Valentine's Day, whether you have a Valentine or not. I've been under the knot for a long time, so I know how it is just to have yourself as a Valentine. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. So I went to the show. We went to the show to see Just One of Them Days. And when I left, when we got ready to go, the lady that was sitting next to me in the show, she didn't have a date with her. She didn't have anybody with her. And I said, wow. I said, I used to do that too. But I would go in the daytime by myself to the show. And I would call it a me date. And there's nothing wrong with dating yourself. That builds your self-esteem. It makes you learn how to enjoy your own company. It doesn't have to be like, sitting down all the time at dinner, going out to dinner or something like that. It could just be going to the show. If you're into like a little gambling, going to the casino, just having lunch, having lunch by yourself. It's so common now. It's so common to see people, especially women, and especially women of color, dating themselves, taking themselves out, celebrating themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. I used to call it a me day because I was a single parent and I had to work. I had to work every day. and I had to help raise my son. So sometimes I would just take off from work for a mental day and go, see a movie and take a movie in, and then just go have lunch somewhere or whatever. One day I saw somebody from my church, her and her husband was at the same show that I was at in the movie theater. I didn't care. I was like, hey, how y'all doing? I'm having a me date. That's my business, I was happy. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, so I'm going in and I'm making a mess. I cook so messy. So while this is browning, all you gotta do is like brown it on one side and then brown it on the other side, set it to the side. Here go my parsley flakes. I like to put a little parsley on it to decorate. I don't know, I just like parsley. And green is good for you. I mean, like, seasoning is good for you. It has vitamins in it too, just like food. It's a food and it has a purpose. It has a purpose. It has seasoning. It has vitamins in it. Good for you stuff. Chives and all of that stuff that you eat extra, it has nutrition in it. So try to kind of go, with your I don't have to put my lid on it yet. Look, here's another antique lid. Here's another antique up in here. Okay, this has got to be, no, this is like over 50 years old. And I used to have the skillet. This was my mom's. And I used to have the pan. I think I might still have one of the pans to go to, but it's stainless steel. But anyway, it's a good cooker. So you're not going to put that on anyway until after you, after you brown it and put the Marsala wine in. And it has mushrooms. It's a mushroom dish too. So I'm just going to do broccoli because I don't have a lot of asparagus. I don't feel like being bothered with that asparagus. Sometimes it cooks weird. It'll shrivel up and all that kind of stuff. I ain't got time for that asparagus. So I was going to go out to dinner and get me, I wanted some braised beef from Cooper's Hawk. Oh my God, it's so good. I made it on a holiday. I think I made it on Christmas. And it came out so good, but it's so fatty. And somebody commented and said, oh, there's so much fat on this. My cousin, okay? She commented and said, oh, there's so much fat on this meat. And I was like, well, that's what cooks it. It cooks in its juices like that. Just pull the fat off or whatever, or go around it, or just don't eat it. Just don't even get it. People are something. You don't go to nobody's house and then, don't do that. Go to somebody's house and criticize their cooking. They invited you over to their house and you gonna complain right in their face. That's some mother-in-law stuff. You do that when you're a mother-in-law, one of them old biddies. But yeah, take yourself out. And another thing, self-care. Let's just have, into self-care. I'm trying to get into it more. I notice I'll pray. I pray. But do you pray for yourself? Do you pray over yourself? That ain't brown enough for me. It's okay. Do you pray enough? Do you pray over yourself? Do you speak over yourself? If you don't believe in a higher power, do you speak over yourself? And do you reverse your thinking when you start thinking negative things? Because negative things come into all of our minds, whether we want to admit it or not. It comes in all of our minds. But do you speak over yourself? Do you say, what could be the worst thing that could happen if I try to do this and I fail? What's the worst that could happen? I just failed. What's the worst that could happen if my boyfriend cheated on me? What's the worst thing? Am I going to just lay out and die? No, you're going to keep going. What's the worst thing that could happen? Any kind of scenario. What if I'm embarrassed? What if I'm embarrassed on this date? What if I'm embarrassed when I get up and speak and I mess up? You just mess up. It's called a mistake. You learn from it. Nobody's perfect. Go for it. I want to get back into public speaking. I used to be pretty good at public speaking. I don't know what the heck happened. But I used to be pretty good at it. So I'm just browning this on both sides because it really just needs a browning, a light brown. I burned one already. But yeah, it just needs a light browning on each side because you're going to put the, whatchamacallit, the flour back in here. Brown, you know, let it cook and stir it up and get it nice and thick. And then, I'm trying to remember because I haven't made it so long. And then you put your Marcella wine in and your mushrooms and just let it cook and simmer down until it's easy to pull apart. Just, you know, nice and easy to pull apart and stuff. What is that sound? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to keep going and we're going to make some mashed potatoes. I wanted to make some wasabi potatoes, but I was like, I am not buying no $10 bottle of, of olive oil and all this different ingredients just to make it for one day, you know, one day. And then I ain't going to make it again for I don't know how long. But yeah, that's part of the self-care journey is speaking over yourself, taking yourself out, taking yourself seriously, you know, and setting boundaries. Man, people will try you in a millisecond, okay? So you got to kind of set boundaries with people, man. That's what I have a problem with. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I have a problem with that. I'm working on that. You know, I just try to steer away from them. I don't like conflict, but you know, just you just gotta set boundaries. And if they don't like it, oh, so be it. Like what's that little girl that sings? She's not little, but Keisha Cole. So be it. Or somebody, one of the little girls. I hope I don't get copyrighted. But yeah. So another thing I was thinking about too. I watched the Tamron Hall show. I recorded, and I watched it later, you know, after work. So, this actress is on there. Her name is Yvette Nicole Brown, and she just got married. She married a guy that she knew a long time. His name is Tony Davis. I don't want to leave her husband out because you know how. He said, oh, that's Yvette, that's so-and-so's husband. No, he got a name. So, they recently got married. Okay, this is her first marriage, and she's 51 years old. Hollywood 51, I guess. I don't know. But she's 51 years old. And the things she said on TV blew me away. Because I had just heard it. I heard the same exact words, like maybe four days beforehand, 4 or 5 days, and she said, she said, delay is not denial. Delay is not denial, and it's not. Just because you're like older, I'm talking like 35, 45. If you want to get married, if you really want to get married, let's still get married. My dad told me, one time I was supposed to get married, okay? I had gotten this ring and everything that I laugh about with my ex-boyfriend. We laugh to this day when we see each other, okay? But I was supposed to get married. I was young. And I went with him for 7 years. That's a long time, especially when you're young. And I wanted to get married. He said he wanted to get married. So when it was time to get married and plan the wedding and everything, he just said, well, you know, he was like, he didn't want to do it. In so many words. He didn't want to do it. You know, I think he was scared and everything. And I'm glad we didn't get married. I'm glad because I needed to really, really work on myself. I would say now that if I get married, I would be a better candidate now than I would have when I was in my 20s. You know, I know myself better. I'm I'm more I'm more compassionate now. You know, more patient. Um, I think more. You know, like I said, the what if scenario, or and just more understanding. Of things now. Than I was then. I just wanted my way in. I just really wanted a wedding. I just really wanted a wedding. I didn't have a clue on what a marriage was. But yeah, if that's one of those things that you want to do, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I say go for it. You know, delay is not denial. It's a, I've been talking to my manicurist a lot. And she said every client that she's had lately that's getting married has been in their 50s and 60s, and some more than that. She says every one of them. So it's not too it's not too late. But then if you like to be single, ain't nothing wrong with that either. But you can be more great, I think, when you're single. Because when you get married, you have duties. You're you're supposed to be one person. You're responsible for that person, not for their actions, but you're responsible for uplifting them. If they get sick, you gotta stay by their side, and vice versa. You're responsible for telling them the truth. When they think that they're so right, they might bring something to you. You got to learn how to bring it down gently to them. So it's a myriad of things that you have to do as a couple. You can't, yesterday I went to I went out and I went shopping, and I spent some money. Now when you're married, you got to consult. I guess you got to consult, unless you all just got, hey, I got my own, you got your own. And I know some people like that, and then marriage ain't working out either. But I'm not saying I just know people like that. They just go their separate ways. So I don't want to be like that. If I get married, I ain't never gave marriage advice, and I never will until I'm married. That's one thing I'm not gonna do. So yeah. So I'm just cooking. It's smelling good. It's smelling nice and garlicky. I think that's all I'm gonna do. The rest I'll just put it in the freezer. Maybe I'll do some chicken fajitas or something with them. So let's see here. See if it's nice and brown or brown. It don't have to be dark brown. Cause like I said, we're gonna boil. We're gonna put it back in. And let it broil. Let's hit and see. Let you all see a little bit. These angles, they kill me. But yeah, this is it thus far. And so we're gonna take it out the skillet. And see, I'm using a stainless steel fork to take it out of this non-stick. So kind of got to be careful because it's non-stick. You're really supposed to use like a rubbery kind of whatever that plastic is. I'm going to stop using so much plastic though, because they be doing these studies about how much we really kind of swallow and eat plastic and we don't know it. So I'm kind of getting kind of cognizant of that kind of thing. There's people coming up with different diseases and such. So I'm going to get my half and half, and prayerfully, hopefully, Oh yeah, you gotta put butter in there too. Big butter, big butter, big butter in there. Boom, boom, boom. What's that guy that used to do that? Boom, 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 boom. I don't know what happened to him. Probably made his money and went and sat down somewhere. I wish I could do that. So yeah, I even have some garlic butter. I'm gonna put a little garlic butter in there. See how this gonna be nice. Look, I'm dancing. Like it's gonna be nice and garlicky. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta put butter in there. I almost forgot. If I wouldn't have went in the refrigerator, child, I probably would have forgot. But what else here? What am I getting out of here? Oh, my half and half for my mashed potatoes. Where the heck are you? My whip, not half and half, whipping cream. Whip it good. You gotta cook this. Okay, so this is heavy whipping cream for my potatoes that I'm making. My Yukon yellow potatoes. I love the buttery taste of those things. And you can put a little garlic powder in it if you want to. That's what I'm going to do. And butter and some good old. I think I'll do kosher salt. Kosher salt is more grainy, big, and it has a little different taste. It's coarse, so you can't put a lot in there because it's big. You know, it's bigger grains than the fine iodinized salt. I guess I'm saying that right. And you can't put a lot in your food because it'll come up too salty, you know. So I'm going to take this out. All right, make that a little more brown. Let's make that, okay. Let's make that one a little bit more brown. And I'm going to start my potatoes, okay? Angles, right? Right? Angles. Okay, so I guess y'all can see, look, let's see here. Have patience with me, have patience with me. Have patience with me. Please have patience with me. With me. Okay, so then you, it's kind of cold, but that's okay. We're going to turn the skillet back. So, back on. Turn the fire back on. So, yeah. I'm cooking, girl. I'm cooking, man. I'm cooking. I know I'm silly. I know. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I was the youngest. I get to do this. I get to goof off sometime. I'm the youngest. And the only girl. Hello, shout out to my brothers who might be watching. And my big bro who might be watching. So yeah. So now, keep that going. Put a little heavy whipping cream. But yeah, what I was getting back to with the delay is not denial was because that previous Sunday, that's what our minister spoke on. And when she said it, it resonated with me. And I was like, well, you know, delay is not denial. It took me a long time to move up on my job. A long time. But delay is not denial. You know, it took me a long time to start loving myself. It took me a long time. And sometimes, to be honest, I still struggle with that. With, you know, my self-worth. I have to check in. You still got to check in. You're still a work in progress. I don't care how old you are. You don't know everything. So you're still a work in progress. I'm going to put a little bit of that garlic herb butter in here. This is so good. I use this to Kerrygold garlic butter, garlic and butter for my grilled cheese sandwiches sometimes. That's why I can't lose no weight. But anyway, so I'm doing my mashed potatoes, and like I said, I'm gonna put a little kosher salt. Because I think kosher salt with yellow gold potatoes tastes so darn delicious. I hope so anyway, right? Just a little bit. For you high blood pressure folks. Don't go crazy with it, okay? And you gotta cook this. You gotta, of course this is dairy. So you gotta heat it up to a certain temperature. And you know, but it looks good. It looks pretty good. I hope it tastes good. So I'm gonna put a little garlic in there.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And what else? Oh, what about that herb to make it pretty? That parsley to make it pretty. I have started growing some parsley outside in my garden, in my herb garden. You all will see my garden this summer. I love my flower garden, man. But I don't know, since I gotta go back to work, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do all that, you know. So I'm gonna put this on low, and I'm gonna stir it up. There we go. And I'm gonna stir it up as I go. So now, I'm gonna take this out. See how nice and brown that is? Can you see it? Looks like fish almost. And we'll take this out. And the flour that I have over here, I'm gonna put this other chicken up. And I'm gonna put this other chicken up and put it in the in my freezer. Hopefully I won't forget about it. Well, I'll put it right here. And so you're gonna take the rest of your flour and put it on over in there. You know how you used to make that gravy back in the day? We used to kind of brown it, the gravy, to make the gravy. And see, now all of this comes back to me. And I am so glad that I didn't forget the butter, because you need that butter. You need that butter. So I'm going in, putting the rest of my flour, making a mess, but that's okay, I'm gonna clean up, into my skillet. And I'm gonna clean while I go. I'm a paper towel queen, okay? Because I don't like the idea of putting, like, this is Chicago, and this is a house. And if you keep putting all this stuff down your drain, like food and stuff, like I can see if you like had a dishwasher where it captures all of this stuff. I don't have a dishwasher. I am the dishwasher. So I kind of go over things with like paper towel to reduce food from going down my drain. This stuff. So I've been dropping a lot of stuff over here. Gotta scrub my floor too tomorrow. So we go in and we just make that stuff brown, baby. Brown it, brown it, brown it. Okay? Because I already got a little olive oil in there with the seasoning seasoning already in the skillet here. My new skillet. And you just brown it, you know. I'll show you in a minute. Just like we used to do pork chops to make that gravy, but we're gonna put wine in it to set it off, and mushrooms and butter. And you know, you can add lib. You can add lib. I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of butter in it because I love butter though, but I'm not gonna do a whole bunch. And it does, like, this doesn't take long. It does not take long. And then I can like be doing my potatoes. My potatoes is coming out cool. And little broccoli, I think it's like 4.5 minutes or something like that. Wait. That shouldn't be. I like broccoli boiled though. I don't boil it. I like my broccoli kind of soft. So I'm going to boil my broccoli. shouldn't take long. I don't do anything fancy to my broccoli. Because I like to taste my broccoli, but I don't be doing all that fancy stuff. I just put some butter in there and salt. And I took a little bit at a time because sitting in the refrigerator is like, I don't like it sitting in the refrigerator and then you get it back out and reheat it. I do not like that. So yeah, we're gonna just keep this flowing like that. Oh, it's hot. And put a little salt in my chive and a little butter and my broccoli. Oh, anyway, nice clean knife. Okay, we're gonna put some butter over in our potatoes just to make butter makes everything better. And so it was like, oh, put one half stick of butter in your candies and do this and that. No, I'm playing it by ear. So this is it. Put it in there. And a little olive oil if you want to. Really don't need it. And the Marsala wine. Now you can use Marsala and sherry, but I just use Marsala. That's what I've been doing for years. I've been using that. Just pour it over there. I don't even think I need to put that. Come to think of it, I didn't think I needed to put that flour in there because really the chicken kind of makes it. I guess I wanted it thick though. And so next, I think these potatoes is good to go. I'm gonna cut them off. It'll taste okay, I guess. Kind of turn up your heat. Then open your mushrooms. Here I am. Open your mushrooms. Otherwise, they're not gonna get open. And these are mushroom stems. Pieces and stems. Oops. So I drain mine. Drain the can. I think I only need 1 can. And if you don't like mushrooms, don't put them in there. Just leave them like plain Jane. I like mushrooms though. I like mushrooms. And I have some, throw that butter off in there. As much as you want. As much as you want to. This is good right here. Throw that butter off in there. Yeah, this is more than enough butter. Look at me. This is more than enough butter, y'all. But yeah, delay is not denial, y'all. Keep your head up and keep going. And keep trying. That's the most important thing. And set expectations for yourself. So, you you gotta get up, you like, oh man, I want so and so and so and so. I want to achieve this. Well, I want to achieve a lot of stuff too. A lot of times I be tired because I'm older, and I'm being honest. I be tired. But I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going to cycle class. And see, you can boil this. Let this cook for about 50. As long as you don't cook all the sauce off, all the gravy out, and just cook it on low. Probably for about 10 minutes. It's gonna tenderize itself because of the alcohol. I got my butter, my potatoes here. And that's it. And I will be eating dinner soon. So I will be right back with my plate. Okay. Be right back. Hold on, hold up.